guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's vlog. I am Ashley if you are new. And if you are new, please go ahead and stop what you're doing. Do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button as well as that notifications bell so that you and I can become acquainted and so we can do things like this on the regular. So you guys, I know we've been doing a lot of talking about the Atlanta Housewives, but this past Sunday, the most anticipated episode I would say probably ever actually came out. So we gotta discuss it. We have to unpack it, of course. I did do like a little short. Oftentimes I'll do like recaps or like my thoughts on episodes via shorts or on TikTok, or I do them on TikTok and then I transfer them over to shorts. So if you guys have seen that, then you already know my thoughts. But like I said, we have to unpack because it was so crazy. So of course, in last week's vlog, we talked about how Britt Edie was completely out of pocket and how it was almost like it was giving justice for Kenya Moore, you know what I mean? And I am someone who will definitely admit to not being a Kenya Moore fan by any stretch of the imagination. I do recognize that she has, I would say, kind of calmed down as it relates to her antics after she had gave birth, but she's still Kenya Moore. So that's still that showmanship, that need to be extremely petty, extremely messy, extremely provocative is still within her, and she definitely displayed just that on this past week's episode. So of course last year it came out that she was taken off the show because of some revenge pee that she put out of the new cast member Britt Edie. So this past week's episode, hopefully, I'm sure y'all watched it if you watched this show. If you are not watching the show, girl, you ain't really missing nothing. But of course, this past week, they actually showed the episode of her Kenya Moore hair salon grand opening, and she did exactly what they said she did. First of all, I have so many thoughts on it. It was whatever they reported as far as her having a grand opening, as far as her showing these blown up images of Britt doing some sexual acts, if you will. She did exactly that. So I was very disappointed because initially, like I told y'all before, I've said it a million times, initially when the rumor came out that that's what happened, I was like, there's no way this lady would have did that at her own event. Like, there's no way she would have, even given all the Kenya Moore, the twirl, the Gone with the Wind fan, all of the antics, even her bringing the freaking, what do you call that thing, blowhorn to the reunion, and Portia having to literally drag her ass off of the couch. Even with all those antics, I was like, there's no way any person in their right mind would have done this at their own event. Why would you sabotage your own event? Why would you make your event about somebody else, especially one of your ops? You know what I mean? It's not even about somebody that you like. You made it about an op. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. So I was very surprised and I almost didn't even believe it. But of course it came to fruition it was proven that did indeed happen. So to see it on the actual TV I could not believe it. I clutched my pearls. And it's not necessarily because of what she did. I thought that what she did was the dumbest decision ever. Not only because she lost her bag, it just didn't make sense, like I said, to make your event something that you have made such a lofty investment in, something that has been like your lifelong dream to make it about somebody else. But I'm going to tell you what gagged me literally watching the episode. Like I said, we're just waiting for it. We're just really waiting on to see what happened on TV, right? We already knew what happened. It was just going to be, how do y'all edit it? How do y'all show it? Are y'all going to show? We know y'all not going to show the pictures, but how are y'all going to go about like editing this, and how are y'all going to display this to us, right? So that's again why it was one of probably the most anticipated episode of the season. But so we already expected to see that. We just didn't know how y'all were going to, like I said, edit it or showcase it. I'm going to tell you what absolutely gagged me and what further made me feel like she's an absolute idiot. As smart as she is, it's crazy because you can be smart, you can be like book smart, you can have street smarts experience, but you can still be dumb as hell and do dumb moves and get dumb prizes. So what I'm talking about is the fact that you could tell that she was like the girl. If you watch the episode, basically she had the grand opening. It was a beautiful grand opening. It looks like it's an absolute beautiful salon and spa. I guess her favorite color is purple, so she was dressed in purple, this beautiful Laquan Smith gown. Looked beautiful. Everything was like, she even had, because Kenya is from Detroit, right? And if you know anything about Detroit, then you know that they are known for hair. They're known for hair in general, beauty in general, lashes, hair, nails, whatever. If you know anything about Detroit, then you know that they have that shit on lock and have had it on lock for decades. But they also are known for like these extravagant, especially back in the day, they used to be known for these very extravagant like hair shows and very theatrical, like Bronner Brothers on steroids, basically. So I love that at the beginning of her like opening, she actually had like a mini hair show. So it was very theatrical. She had all of these girls come out. Somebody had like a Marie Antoinette type of situation going on with her hair. It was beautiful, right? It made sense because again, she's from Detroit, so it was almost like her paying homage to Detroit, that sort of thing. So that went off without a hitch. It was absolutely beautiful. And then Britt comes to the event. She walks in. Now, mind you, Kenya did not disinvite her from this event. Now, I don't know if there is like a stipulation within the contract where there can be. I was wondering, maybe in the contract it says that you can't, everybody has to be invited from the cast, but there have been plenty of shows across all the franchises where they will disinvite people from their event. So I don't think that was the reason why she didn't disinvite her. She didn't disinvite her because she wanted to embarrass her, and that's exactly what she did. So she had this marvelous event, the hair show, the ribbon cutting, all of that sort of thing or whatever. Press was there. Not only was production there, not only was like, you know, a lot of people there to attend, but there was a lot of press, a lot of local press that were in attendance too. So once Britt actually arrives, which seemed like halfway through the event, she pulls up, now she's very apologetic. I don't know if producers set her up to be apologetic, but she was very apologetic for overreacting and acting a complete ass at the previous event when she was talking about pew-pews and threatening people and all of that, which it was kind of obscure in hindsight. When she said what she said, it was kind of obscure. She was like, I got whips, I got pistols, and whatever, girl, what are you talking about? So it wasn't like anyway, I digress. I don't know if it was a direct threat, but I understand the concern because you don't play about stuff like that. So she pulls up to the event. She comes to the event with Kelly. Because she was very apologetic, she already talked to the girls earlier in the, I guess she already had met earlier in the episode with like Shamia and Angela, and they were telling her, you need to apologize. You was out of pocket, you was out of control, blah, blah, blah. So she comes to the event with white roses, trying to extend an olive branch to Kenya, and she was very apologetic. Kenya, of course, paid her absolute dust, right? She paid her dust. She didn't even acknowledge her. She just kept it kind of moving. So because of that because she was paid dust, Britt was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the event. I'm getting to what gagged me. I'm getting there, you guys. So Britt was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the event. Kenya sees this lady leaving the event, y'all. She sees the lady leaving the event. I want y'all to please underline, bold, italics that the lady left out of the event. She left the building. She was outside of the event. Kenya still, like a dog with a bone, decided to go through with her plan to expose this girl. This is what I could not understand. This was literally your opportunity to say, you know what? What's the point? What's the point of putting this girl on blast? What's the point of, sorry you guys, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm looking at stuff. So anyway, text messages popping up or whatever. But y'all, the lady left the event. She wasn't even there for the embarrassment. She wasn't even there for the exposure. But you are so petty, Miss Kenya Moore. You are so petty, which again, we get why you got a beef with this girl. We understand what the point, what the origin of this beef is, essentially. We get that part. But the lady wasn't even there. She wasn't there. So you literally are exposing her. She did this whole speech. It was so cringy. It was so whack. Talking about how she's that bitch and she's always been that bitch or that girl, whatever term she used, and how she's all of these things and she's so accomplished. And then from there, you say she brings up that she has had a tiff with this girl, this new girl, and blah, blah, blah. And this girl is threatening her and oh, and let me show y'all who this hoe is. And then she brings out these big ass massive pictures on freaking poster board of this girl. Like, I think not only did she show her doing like sexual acts, but she also like has some stuff about her insurance business, something about her doing insurance fraud, allegedly in the Atlanta streets. Let me drop this little tea. Allegedly in the Atlanta streets, they say that the girl don't even have her insurance company anymore. And allegedly she was doing like fraud, helping people do like claims for like jewelry theft or whatever. So if you have like your jewelry on your policy, allegedly she was helping people like, you know, through in the city, like claim stolen jewelry and stuff like that, which is quite interesting. But that's what they say about the girl. Yeah, so allegedly they say the girl was doing fraud or helping people with fraud. So they say that she don't have an insurance company anymore. Allegedly, right? So Kenya had like another one of the cardboards saying something about her having a fraudulent insurance business, blah, blah, blah. In addition to the pictures. Again, what absolutely gagged me, which I could not understand, there's no defense, first of all, at all in what you did, number one. Number two, the fact that you were just that, me and my bestie was talking about this the other day. Shout out to Camille, who don't even watch YouTube, but we were talking about this the other day. She don't even know about this. She's completely oblivious to this. She don't have cable. She don't watch Housewives. But I was telling her about this situation, and she was like, oh, that's pure ego. Like, Kenya Moore, that was complete ego for you to steal. It's one thing to have a plan that was a diabolical plan, and you can disagree or agree with it or not. But again, I get the reason why you don't see it for this girl. This girl was giving you fever. She was giving you a lot, right? She was giving you nothing but negative energy. She was giving, I want an issue with Kenya Moore. I'm trying to have a moment. So we get that part, which is again why we said justice for Kenya Moore, right? But to see that you went through with this stupid ass idea and you did it, and you were so hell bent on still doing it with the girl out of the building, that is what absolutely gagged me, you guys. I cannot hold you. Like, I could not believe that she still went through with this shit when the girl walked out. That was your moment. That was literally divine intervention, a little angel tapping on your shoulder saying, you know what, Kenya, don't even worry about it. What's the point? What's the point at this moment? What is the point of doing this when the lady isn't even here for the humiliation? What is the point? The point is your ego is so huge and nobody can tell you shit. And this is the reason why this is the reason why you're off the show. This is the reason why I think they still have to pay her for the season, because she said that they're still paying her. But this is the reason why. This is also probably, and I'm not somebody who likes to say karma, because nobody's perfect. We all done did some shit, right? But you have antagonized people, poked the bear since, like I said, day one, since you did that shit to Portia on that reunion stage with that blowhorn and that freaking scepter, putting that in her face, yelling in her ear. You have poked people since day one. And unfortunately, once this girl came on here trying to Kenya Moore, and it failed, but you did not allow her to naturally fail, because nobody sees it for her. The audience, the watchers, the viewers, the fans of the show, we don't see it for her. For me personally, I don't even understand why she's on the show. Like, I don't even understand, because allegedly, another rumor is that Ming Lee, I don't know if you guys know who Ming Lee is, but she's a salon owner, entrepreneur, social media influencer, blah, 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 here in Atlanta from Detroit. Very successful girl, has been in the game for years, and is not new to this shit. She's true to this shit, right? So allegedly, she has been trying to get on the show. And she actually was filming for the show for consideration, which is why in this particular scene at the salon opening, she was right there with Kenya while all of this shit was unfolding. Now here's a little Atlanta tea. Britt Edie used to be engaged to Rick Ross. Ming Lee, before Britt Edie was dealing with Rick Ross. First of all, Rick Ross for everybody, girl. He's community. His community chest on the Monopoly board, honey. He's for everybody. But before Britt dated Rick Ross, not directly before, but Ming Lee also dated Ross, right? So I don't know if there's a beef within that, but I know that Kenya Moore and Britt and Ming Lee are they cool or whatever. They hang in the same circles, and they all have like little girls, and Portia and who else? Shamia, I think, is in that little circle, and then there's another girl that hangs out with them too. So another girl who was also in this particular scene, I can't think of her name, Ayo Bang or something like that on social media. But anyway, Ming and this girl who are Kenya's friends were filming, or they were, I guess, auditioning to be on the show, and they actually filmed, but they, for whatever reason, were not selected. Allegedly, Kenya was kind of like lobbying for them to be on the show because those are her actual friends, and that would have gave her an ally. You know, Kenya never has an ally because people typically don't see it for her from a cast standpoint. So allegedly she was lobbying for those girls to be on the show, and they actually were trying out and auditioning, which is why you're going to see them in the background of a lot of scenes. Even when Kelly had her event at the Balmain store, Ming was there. Like, if you know her, then you're going to notice her in these scenes or whatever. So allegedly, Ming is the one who dropped the dime as it relates to Britt being a little like, I guess, webcam girl for each other. I don't know if it's because of a Ross beef, because I don't even think that Ming was the girl who was with Ross. Ross, like I said, he for everybody. That's just like somebody beefing over Future, girl. Like, that's just like somebody back in the day beefing. I've been in Atlanta for almost 20 years, so I mean, I know. But that's just like back in the day, everybody like beefing over Bow Wow. Bow Wow used to run through everybody. Allen Iverson used to run through everybody. Like, it's certain dudes in Atlanta that you know that like not that have been in the streets for decades. Ross has now one of those people. He be running through everybody. Everybody done dated Ross. So anyway, so I don't think that I hope that that's not the reason why Ming. I hope that that's not accurate, that they don't really see it for each other. But allegedly, Kenya already felt a way about Britt because Britt was selected to be on the show instead of Ming. And maybe that's the reason why Kenya was already kind of like not seeing it for her, paying her dust. And then Britt maybe felt that energy and was like, oh, I'm about to pay your ass dust. I'm about to, you know, whatever. So anyway, the moral of the story is, the bottom line is, Kenya, you dumb as hell. Kenya, honey bun, sweet pea, pumpkin pie, you dumb as hell. Because again, that was the fact that that girl walked out of your facility and you saw it. It's not like you didn't know where she was at and that you just didn't see her and you thought she was exposing her and she was standing right there. It wasn't none of that. You saw her walk out and you still decided to do that dumb shit. So because of that, I can no longer say justice for Kenya Moore. I can't say it because I just think that was dumb as hell, and you have to check your ego at some point, pumpkin. Like, you have to, and I get it. Like, I'm a Capricorn. I'm somebody who can be a dog with a bone. I can be petty. I could not necessarily be petty, but I could hold. I would say years ago, I was notorious for holding a grudge. So I get that. Not having the ability to let shit go. However, I'm beyond that, and Kenya is beyond my years. So the fact that you have not been able to let shit go, and then for you to say that you felt threatened, that you felt like your safety was threatened, if you really are in fear of a person potentially doing some harm to you, would you have done that to them? Would you have exposed them in front of a whole group of people, including press? In a city like this, I don't think so. So I don't buy that shit that you felt threatened. You wanted to get her ass off the show so your friends possibly could be on the show, right? So you can also have some bitches that you really were allies with on the show, which I get, but your plan failed, pumpkin, and you did not think this through, and you should have got a second, third, and fourth opinion. So there's that. There's that. And then allegedly I heard today via Portia, because apparently Portia does like recaps on her YouTube channel, she said that those pictures of Britt were when she was underage. And if that is indeed actual and factual, that explains the reason why Bravo said, oh honey, you got two fingers, baby. 1, 2, peace out, ho. We can't do it with you no more. But anyway, this intro is long enough. I just had to unpack that with y'all. I know like I said, I know I've been open and talking about this show for the past couple of vlogs, but it is what it is. I just had to unpack that with y'all because I could not believe that she still went through with this idea, even after seeing this girl walk out of the building, girl. That was the good Lord saying, don't do it. And she still did it. So it is what it is. You play dumb games, like they say, you win dumb prizes. But anyway, this intro is long enough. I would love to know your thoughts. Are you watching? What were your thoughts on the episode, on the Kenya's antics? Do you still believe that Kenya should be allowed to come back on the show after all of that? I would love to know. There's no right or wrong answer. I just would love to know your guys' thoughts. Before we get into this vlog, if you somehow, some way stumbled upon this here channel and this is your first time, I would love to have you as a family member. So if you would hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're a returning subscriber, I love you so much. Thank you so much. And with all that being said, girl, let's finally go ahead and get into the actual vlog. We have Waymos in the city now, which are those those driverless, what do you call them? Rideshare cars. So this is a prime example as to why you probably still need a driver. Now, every time I see them in the city, they are very safe. I kind of try to scurry and get past them just in case there is like a malfunction. But like, for example, right now, this is probably he's doing right. I'm saying him as in the selfless driving car, but like if anybody else would have backed up because he tried to make the light and he couldn't make it, anybody else would have backed up to get out the way of these people over here that would have been coming to make a left turn. But he was just kind of still sticking out there. He's still doing a great job. I'm kind of scared to get behind him. To get in front of him, so I'll get behind him. Or I'm saying him, y'all. Why do I keep saying him? Get behind it. But yeah, so I still would probably recommend, if you have to do rideshare, to still stick with Uber or Lyft. But I guess it's a good option. Me personally, I just would not go very far. Possibly maybe to do like a quick little downtown type situation. But that's where I'm at right now, downtown Atlanta, and there's always a lot going on, so it's probably better to have an actual person. But just curious to know, have you guys have you ever ridden in a Waymo yet? Do they have them in your city? If so, what was your experience? And if not, would you ride in a Waymo? Like, he chilling, see? I don't know. I'm torn, but yeah, maybe to go to the airport. It's pretty easy to get a drop off there. What are your guys' thoughts? It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. Yes, we are indeed headed to Tredarius Joseph's house to get some of his things. Very few places that still has reasonably priced eggs, if you want to consider $4 reasonably priced. But it is these days, especially for some cage-free. So we're gonna go with these. So I keep seeing all the girlies communing over here for these little canvas totes, and they are super cute. Let's see. Girl, I don't care who over here. I'm still filming. I do not care. This is cute. What am I going to use this for, though? That is indeed the question. I feel like I use it for something. So I'm not going to bore you guys and show y'all that I got all the usual suspects this week. But I do want to show you that I picked up one of those little cute little tote bags. The little mini ones. I have no idea whatsoever what I'm going to do with it. This is my tea. If y'all like, what is this nasty looking liquid? But I have no idea. Oh, it kind of matches my nails. Can y'all believe I didn't show y'all these a couple weeks ago? But I got color. I always get white. I got color. But anyway, almost matches my nails. But these are so cute. I couldn't pass it up. Little pocket right here. Does it have a pocket on the inside? Let's see. Nope. But $2.99, can't beat those. And I think they are so cute. They got all like the little pastel Easter colors. So we'll pick one up at Trader Joe's next time you go, girl. Again, I don't know what we're gonna do with them, but they're cute. Hey y'all, hey. So it is Saturday, and I actually am getting out earlier than I have for the past couple of weeks. So I gotta pat myself on the back. It's still late, kinda, because it's almost 1 o'clock, but it ain't 6 o'clock like it was last week. So anyway, it's a little chilly outside today too, y'all. Last week, the entire last weekend, it was like in the mid 80s. And then today it's like in the low 60s. So it's like, how do we drop 20 degrees within a week? But it's still a nice day nonetheless. So what I'm gonna do is I gotta go hit the streets. I gotta go do some errands or run some errands. One of which is, of course, can you guess it? If you guess stopping by Costco, you are absolutely right. So I need to go to Costco. I need some Celsius, and I also need some alkaline water. Penny, my friend Penny, who y'all have met, she actually had a little cameo in last week's vlog. She has been talking about going to CNS to get oysters for pretty much the entire year. So I told her she's going today, so I told her I would meet her over there at the CNS in Brookhaven, Buckhead, to get some charred oysters. You know me, y'all know I love me a charred oyster. So anytime somebody wants to indulge, I'm always going to be there to volunteer to sit with them. So I'm going to go to CNS to get a little nosh. So we'll probably do like that. Like that's going to be like a lunch or whatever, not even a brunch. So we're going to do like our mid-lunch at CNS. What else do I need to do? I want to stop to Tote because I need some, my setting spray, my Revolution setting spray. And Tote is, they're competing with Sephora the same way that Sephora was competing with them during their sale. Tote also sent out 20% off coupons for everything in the store, including prestige brands. And not only did they send that out, they sent it out to everyone. So you don't have to be a VIB Rouge to get 20% off at Tote. You can just be a standard, I guess, newsletter member and you get 20% off at Tote. So shout out to them I hate to say shout out to them because I have had some friends that have had some not so great experiences in their stores. But that's very unfortunate. So it's difficult for me to fully be like, you know what, I'm team Tote because of that or whatever. But I do like what they're doing as it relates to them kind of being competitive with the Sephora sales and not being as exclusive and elite as Sephora is to get 20% off for just the top tier customers. I think that's really whack. But anyway, I say all of that to say I need to go to Tote, girl. So Tote, and wherever else the wind blows us. Low-key, I'm sleepy right now, and I haven't even left the crib because I didn't get a ton of sleep last night. So I kind of wanted to just crash and just do another late evening errand run, but that's gonna make me miss my friend and her oyster, her need for oysters. So, but yeah, I really want to crash and I really just want to go back to bed after I worked out and showered or whatever. But I said, now let me go ahead, hit these streets, thug it out, and I could just go to sleep early tonight. So anyway, let's ride, girl. Let's go hit these Atlanta streets. Oh, also, I'm not wearing anything special. Again, I'm so exhausted, and it's also kind of chilly, so I don't even want to think about what to wear. So I just have on a black hoodie, black zip-up hoodie, which I kind of feel bad about wearing this to CNS, but it is what it is, girl. So I got on a black hoodie, I got on black leggings. It's nothing special. I have on some black and silver Nikes. My black and my black and silver crossbody Chanel. But the fragrance of the day, I told y'all I love Sea Rouge, the one that's a Bath and Body Works dupe for Baccarat. Y'all see how tired I am. So I have Sea Rouge now in the body splash or the body mist, fragrance mist, and then I mixed it today with something super random, which is Attract Raves, whatever, the Louis Vuitton fragrance that I love so much. So, and I haven't worn this in a long time. So these two smell, that's what I'm smelling like today. And then for like my lotion, I used Strawberry Flirt, which I am absolutely obsessed with from Bath and Body Works. So anyway, y'all, like I said, your girl is very much, tired, but we're gonna go out and we're gonna do what we do, and hopefully we'll get home early. So let's go, let's ride. Yeah, so I was talking all that stuff and I could not understand, which I still, to this day, I do not understand what the hype is about these little totes. They have been going super viral. I've seen people low-key fighting and getting into it in line. When I went to my Trader Joe's, which I showed you guys a couple of clips back, when I went to my Trader Joe's Tuesday, literally it was nobody. Well, I got there probably like at before 10:30 a.m. my normal time. I didn't even know nothing about these totes, but I saw some girls. It might have been like 3 or 4 girls maybe over there looking at the totes. So I'm like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, those are cute, let me go ahead and get one. They're only $2.99. But anyway, that's before I seen all of the hype. I'm so shocked. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say I did all that talking, and here I am riding around with my tote. And what do I have in my tote, you might ask? I have I'm of course headed in the streets to go hang out with Penny and go to CNS. So we have some oysters and obviously going to Costco and all that stuff too. So doing some errands and also going to meet Penny for lunch at CNS. So I have this bag on, which what is this on my seat? I think I didn't spray some. Anyway, that looks crazy. Look like somebody took a little tinkle. But anyway, so inside of here, because I'm carrying this bag and I don't want to overstuff her, I always keep like my cosmetics and my little to-go stuff in here, like my sanitizer, lotion, what else is in here? My Chanel Le Beiges compact, a makeup brush. I showed y'all that when I did my little what's in my airport bag or something like that. Anyway, antibacterial wipes, all of that stuff in my little long chomp. I love this, y'all. I have not let this hasn't stayed home since I got this last summer, which is crazy because I would have been, if I knew I would have loved this as much as I do, I would have been got this. Okay, I have to drive now. I got like my tripod in there too and my little clicker, but yeah, love this bag, y'all. I mean, she's just now making it outside with me today, but yeah, I can definitely maybe see myself getting another one. Did y'all get this? Did y'all buy one? Are you gonna buy one? You can't beat it for $2.99. So first stop, Costco. Y'all, I swear, I be running out of Celsius it seems like every 2 weeks. That's why I be up in here. And water. But yeah, stop number 1. Oh, I can't come in here without looking at the jewels. They don't have anything on sale, so let's keep it moving. So Costco, you will really be eating the most random stuff messing around with these samples. So I have a apple cranberry muffin, some cheese and balsamic, and some mashed potatoes with some Boursin cheese, girl. Some most random stuff. Why when I just went to go take the little muffin sample, the girl gonna look at me after I walked by and said, "Oh, and you're welcome." I turned around and she was like, "Yeah, I did say that." Like she was like just in case she didn't think I said that, she was like, "Oh yeah, I did say that." First of all, girl, I pay for this membership. I ain't gotta thank you for shit. But wow, that was a lot for just picking up a sample. So now I am at CNS. Now here's the thing. I am wearing a hoodie and some leggings and some sneakers. I looked at their, dress code. It didn't say that you cannot wear sneakers. It didn't say that you cannot wear a hoodie, but yeah, hopefully I don't get turned away. Here just to meet Penny real quick. I got makeup all over my collar. And yeah, I haven't been here in a long time actually, so let's see what it's giving. I also saw at the front of this like plaza, they also have Sucre, which I think is like this new coffee shop, like kind of like French inspired coffee shop. So I saw a lot of them on TikTok. A lot of people talk about it on TikTok. So yeah, so I just might stop at Sucre, but we'll see how that goes. This is what I have on. I do not look like with these sneakers. I do not look like I should be wearing this to CNS, but it is what it is. Here we go. I haven't been here in forever. I love their doors. So you guys, they are not having brunch anymore on Saturday. I'd rather be somewhere eating pancakes. My mama loves bread. They have they love complimentary bread. They have raisin bread, which I don't love, but I love this with butter. And of course, the piece de resistance, the only thing that I ever want from here. If you know, you know. there's cheese and spinach just on top of the oyster. That looks amazing. And so to use it, no. It's tourist, oh, no, almost tourist season, not quite tourist season, but almost. It's here. And I am full as a damn devil.
And we sat there and waited on them. Y'all left, so we left.
Stop is Tote on the Erin Run tour. We're here because they too said, F Sephora, we can do 20% off as well. So that is the purpose of this visit. Oh, so they got Sacred. Nice. All this stuff is sold out. Oh. Sacred packaging is so freaking cute. I didn't even realize they have Sacred now. They don't have any of the edge drops. All they have is the sealing lotion. Ooh, it's expensive, $38 now. Woo! Of course, they don't have what I came for. I needed some super holding spray, and there is none. Dang it. So, NYX has a new skin tint. It looks really cute. I have never had any Juvia's Place products. Look at Princess Cerise. I love seeing my favorite girlies on these ads, but I have never had anything from Juvia's Place. Very tempted to try something though. I need like a liquid lipstick though. Have you guys tried Juvia's Place products? If so, do you have any recommendations? Please let me know. Now, I wasn't planning on coming to these people's store, but I got to blame Penny. It's her fault. She said she want to come in here. So, we'll see how that goes. Alrighty. Oh, they got them right here. They got a lot. She's looking for a cute KJ bag for, yeah. I like how they got classic colors. I like this big soft bag. It's leather too. $170. Not so bad. In the back. Oh, they got L'Occitane. I love this shower oil with a passion. These are kind of cute. Last year I was so obsessed with like those Schutz shoes, and these are super cute. They actually would go kind of with my Chanel. I don't know. At this point, I'm just trying to find something to buy. Like, I really need to go home. Yes, I did have some CNS oysters earlier today. However, I still got a taste for some hood shit. So I am here at Yum's. All I want is like 2 of their Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. If you know, you know. This is on University right by JJ's. Everybody knows this spot. From Brookhaven, Buckhead to the west side. Hey, so just coming to end off the vlog because again, like I told y'all before I even left the house, your girl is tired. Your girl is quite exhausted. So, but I had so much fun outside with my friend today. So we definitely enjoyed the oysters. I thought that, because last year when I went to CNS, which is the last time I went, I actually went with Keiko Beauty and Brown Girl Lux. We went last year for Galentine's at this particular CNS on the same day of the week, which was a Saturday, and we were able to enjoy brunch, and a part of that brunch was bottomless mimosas. And today I go in, I asked the lady at the front, do they have brunch? Is it still brunch time? Because I didn't get there until like 2:15, 2:16. And she's like, yeah. And then I sit down and the waitress is like, yeah, we don't do brunch anymore on Saturdays. So needless to say, I was disappointed because I was expecting to enjoy bottomless mimosas because I kind of got lit off them last year. But anyway, and so I couldn't enjoy that, so that kind of threw me off. But the oysters, when I tell you they were A1, this is like my 3rd or 4th time going to CNS, and when I tell y'all today, they were absolutely the best I had ever had there. Like they was giving Acme Oyster House in New Orleans a run for their money. Like they was that top tier, they were that good. So really enjoyed that. And surprisingly, girl, eating that bread and that butter and them oysters and them crackers to go with the oysters. And I had a lychee martini and a glass of some French rosé or whatever, sparkling rosé. I was full. I was full, so I didn't even need to get an entree, but I actually intended on going somewhere else. I was gonna we were gonna do like a progressive lunch or whatever and go do an appetizer and drinks at CNS, and then maybe go have an actual entree and a drink at a different place, and then a dessert and a drink at a different place. But the way that my body is set up right now and the way that I am so tired, that definitely did not transpire. So I actually have some Chinese food I'm going to enjoy later on tonight while I'm editing the vlog that you guys are watching. And I'm also going to drink some rosé and also watch Black Mirror. Are y'all watching Black Mirror? It just came, I think it just came on or it just became available or it premiered last night, I think, on Netflix. But the first episode, I'm still on the first episode with Rashida Jones and Tracy Ellis Ross are in that episode. Black Mirror is still Black Mirror. Let's just say that it's so Black Mirror, and it definitely, the first episode has not disappointed just yet. So I'm gonna finish up that and probably another episode tonight. So yeah, other than that, girl, like I said, your girl is tired. I'm sorry this vlog probably isn't as long as I initially intended, but this week was kind of light. But hopefully next week it'll be much longer, so my apologies for that. Hopefully you guys made it to the end of the vlog. If you did, I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I will see you guys and dolls in the next vlog.